Hello everybody, that's TechNolli again, and today we've got that video I promised you about a full-size ATX motherboard with Thunderbolt right there. So we've got this external hard drive hooked up, as you can see it right here, and we've got our Apollo Twin X hooked up to Thunderbolt, and it works beautifully. Now, this is an ASRock Phantom Gaming 4 motherboard with this very hard to get ASRock Thunderbolt 3 AIC Thunderbolt card, PCIe, with a little cable that comes with it. So I'm going to show you how we can try to get some of those, okay? And I've got this 5700 MSI graphics card hooked up, and I'm going to show you a little performance test that I think is going to blow everybody's mind. It blew mine. And I'm running just a simple little Ryzen 7 3800X. We've never tested that one before, and we're going to check the specs on that and do benchmarks. Now here's all of our ports. We got plenty of USBs. We got 2 USB 3s here, 4 here, and 2 more over here. All right. Then on the motherboard, we have a USB 2 and a USB 3 header. And guys, you can't see it, but right back here, there is a little M.2 Wi-Fi card slot where you can put one of those little Fenby M.2 cards in there for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it does work great. Okay, so let's get started with some benchmarks on this one, and let me show you the performance of this Ryzen 7 3800X. Okay guys, so here we are on the desktop of this Ryzen 7 3800X. Now notice the processor is showing as a 3.9 gigahertz 8-core, which is all correct, and then it shows Intel i5. Well, that's only because Mac OS does not understand what a Ryzen is. It will pick up the cores and it will pick up the gigahertz. So I've got 32 gigabyte of 3600 RAM in here. The Radeon RX 5700 XT 8 gigabyte, which we're going to do a metal benchmark on. I had a subscriber ask me, hey, TechNolli, do some metal benchmarks on graphics cards. So, hey, let's do it. And very interesting result on this one. So, let me tell you guys, this thing really is easy to build. It is a pretty simple install. And guess what? We are using Opencore 6.0 on this one. So I've got the latest Opencore. I know it's not out yet. I have a pre-release, and it's the latest version, and it's working great. And notice right here, we're on Catalina's newest 10.15.6. Everything's working great, guys. Not an issue with this. The only issue with this, let me show you. And this is so upsetting. Okay, the only place that I've been able to lately find the Thunderbolt card for the ASRock motherboard is on eBay. Now, you might get lucky in your country. I got lucky in the States when Amazon had these in stock, okay? They're getting them back in stock on July 25th, so hopefully if you place your order, they're going to fulfill orders. But all of the ones that I see in the US that are on eBay are all from Japan, okay? So we can get them, but we just can't get them tomorrow, you know? Now, let me jump over here to Amazon, and let me show you what they're showing us right now. All right, so if we put that in here, so here it is. Now, this is the only one that I've tested that works. It says in stock on July 25th. And then you've got these other listings down here, and it shows all of these different sellers. Now, some of these are saying like August. So if I were you, I would go ahead and purchase them here, or go back to eBay and contact the seller in Japan and see if you can get expedited shipping. Because I'm sure, they would be happy to send you a card quicker if you pay some extra shipping. They're saying here estimated between July 30th and August 4th. So enough about that. I just want to make sure you guys are able to get these cards, okay? The motherboard is easy to get on Amazon, and let me show you it. So it is the ASRock, it'll be in the description, X570 Phantom Gaming 4. Right there. Really inexpensive motherboard. But man, does it do what we need. Now, if you'll notice, I showed you that little M.2 on the motherboard. That is for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth card. And now, you can just put the little M.2 FenB card in there, which will be in the description below, and you can have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But you have to get these little antennas to put on the card, which will also be in the description. So, you've got a total investment here of about $300 for a motherboard with Thunderbolt. So I think that's right where we want to be. Okay, let's get out of here. Now, I just wanted to show you guys that I've got this. This is a Thunderbolt 2 external hard drive, and I'm using the Apple Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 adapter. Works fine. Now remember, on Hackintosh, hot plug is not working with Thunderbolt. And also, Thunderbolt is not going to show up on a Hackintosh under Thunderbolt. Okay? Nothing. It's not going to show here. It's not going to show under PCIe. Now, if I go up to audio, you scroll down, there is my universal audio Thunderbolt. So it's not a real Mac, so it's not going to show, like we would like it to, but it works. But that's why hot plug does not work. You have to have your devices plugged in to the motherboard or into the Thunderbolt card before you start your computer, okay? And then it stays connected indefinitely until you shut down again, okay? Now, I want to get into Geekbench on this thing because this is that Ryzen 7 3800X, and what a great price point this thing is. It's $330 I think I paid for it, or $300, right around there. And the performance is amazing. Let's run Geekbench 5 on this. And we will go ahead, make sure there's nothing running in the background, like this. So we'll turn that off, and we'll leave that hooked up. Okay? So there we go. Let's run it and come back when it's finished. Okay, guys, we're coming down to the end of it here. All right, 1315. Wow. That's pretty amazing because I've got the Geekbench scores for the Gigabyte X570 Elite, and it was 1332 with a 3900. So, but the multi-score was 12,450. So, on the 3900, we get more multi-score, but on the single score, it's about the same. Okay? And the processor difference in price is about $100. Now, let's just check it out here. Yeah, 1315 is going to be above any Mac, and 91 on a multi. So we're again between this iMac Pro Xeon 10 core and, well, it's closer to this one than it is to this 2019 iMac. So really good scores. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check the metal on this. Now this is the AMD. Now this is the MSI 5700 XT, which I've told you guys don't buy it because you'll get a white screen error message on the second reboot on a hack, and you would have to then have a different graphics card just to get the operating system installed, and then you could put this card back in. But maybe there's a second reason we don't want this particular card, and let's run the benchmark on this one. Okay, so we've got 42,673 on a metal score. Now, I am going to put in another card that I have. I have a Sapphire Vega 56 with 8 gigabytes, and we're going to do the same metal score, and we're going to do the Geekbench score and see if there's any differences between these two. All right, so I'm going to reboot, put in the other card, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, just rebooted, put in the Vega 56. Let's go up. Let's go back in here. All right, and let's run. Ooh, connecting to the Apollo. That's nice. I always love seeing that. Let's go back into Geekbench. Let's run a regular benchmark again and see if our multi-score increases at all. Okay? Be right back. All right, let's see here now. Well, isn't that crazy? So we bumped up our multi-score by about 50 points, but we lost 16 points on the single score. Huh. That's odd. Now let's try that metal. Whoa, look at that, guys. Wow. 62,000 compared to 42,000? I think we just found another reason why not to buy a MSI 5700. That is unbelievably horrible. That is crazy. Wow. Well, I'm not going to be telling anybody to get that anymore. Okay, so there's our Geekbench. Now, let's go ahead and jump into Cinebench, and I've got right here the Ryzen 9 3900 scores from a previous build, and we're going to compare it to that. Okay, let's run it. Now, guys, the Ryzen 9 3900X Cine score was 7350. What is your bet on this processor? Ryzen 7 3800X. Let's see where we are on this one. Whoa, okay. We didn't even come close to the Ryzen 9 3900. Look at that score difference. See, this is the Ryzen 7 3800X 8-core processor. But let me tell you a little story. The i9 9900K Intel Cinebench score is 4796. It's also an 8-core processor. Okay? So I would say that these numbers are excellent for a $300 processor and on the Ryzen format. So I think those are excellent scores. Now, what I want to do now is I want to jump into Final Cut Pro. And guys, we have that same benchmark, that Bruce X test of the 5K right here. Got it loaded up. I'm going to grab myself a stopwatch so we can do the test on how long it takes to render this. And let's see what kind of score we get on this one. Okay, we'll go ahead and check here on our settings. And of course, we are running the same settings we always run on this test. which is the Apple ProRes 422. The resolution is 5120 by 2700. We're going to click Next, and then we're going to click Save, and then I'm going to jump over here and hit this Start button, okay? All right, now let's bring up the little... Okay, and we are done. Okay, that was like just under 10 seconds. Let's run it again. Save. There we go. Here's our little countdown over here. And it's going to pop up on my desktop, so I'm going to hit stop there. It just popped up. So I would say 10 seconds on that. That's quite impressive. Quite impressive. I don't have the results from the 3900 on that test, but I think it was 7 or 8 seconds, something like that. So there we go. So yes, we can video edit all day long on this, and we're not going to be disappointed with the results. Now, for all of you guys that love Logic Pro or any type of audio recording that you want to do, remember, guys, that on Ryzen, if we're going to use Waves plugins, nothing has changed yet. When using a Hackintosh with Ryzen, you're going to have to use Mojave for Waves plugins to work. All right? And that's not an issue. It'll run fine. So don't worry about that. But you just use the same EFI folder that I'm going to provide for you on this board, but you'll just use Mojave instead of Catalina. Now I'm running this test on Catalina because that's what I have installed. I'm not going to show you any Waves plugins. I'm just going to show you our Logic Pro X test that we always do. And I'm going to start with, let's see here, 50 tracks. Let's go over here to Preferences, Audio, and make sure, yep, Universal Audio. I'm going to run the buffer size at 64, 24-bit, and let's start out at 48K. All right, so let's get our CPU load meter. There it is. Woo, look at all those threads. All right, let's hit this one. All right, so we got 50 tracks. We've got a synth on each track. These are MIDI tracks, and 5 plugins on every track. So this is great. We're less than 50%, 48K, 64 buffers, 50 tracks. Okay, let's just bump it on up to 100, and let's see if it will do 100 tracks. Okay, there's 100. Okay, we're still at the same 64 buffers and 48K. All right, so yep, CPU fan just kicked in. You want to make sure you get the Noctua fans for these because the stock Ryzen fans are ridiculously loud. You're not going to like it. So get the Noctua fans for these Ryzens. So there's 100 tracks. We're running about 80-85%, 100 tracks. Can we max it out on this one? We got 128 total. Let's see if we can go ahead and turn them all on. And let's hit this. Okay, we just pegged it. 128. Now remember, on the Intel i9 9900K, this is the same performance we get with 48 sample rate and 128 tracks. We're pegged. We got one thread here that's, you know, not doing much, but this is just about the same exact setting that we get. They're both 8-core processors. All right. Now, I always like to run our test at 96. Let's hit it hard. There goes the relay on the Apollo. Okay. Now I'm going to back it down. Will it do 50 tracks? Let's see if I can back it down. 50 tracks at 96. Okay, there's 50 right there. Okay, let's see what we get. Whoa, okay. We're pretty much pegged, I would say. So not bad at all. 96. We've got no headroom left, but remember, this is 50 MIDI tracks with 5 plugins on each track. I don't know many people, except maybe huge orchestrations or something, that would have that many tracks running all at the same time without bouncing anything down, but pretty impressive. Let's see if we can squeak a few more out of it. Can we get up to 55? What do you guys think? 55. This is the rough spot right here, the 7th bar. Let's see if we get past it. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, so we squeezed 5 more tracks out of it. All right, let's hit it harder. Let's go up to 60. Okay, back it up. Let's hit it. And let's see, we're holding 60. Nope, we found our breaking point. Okay, let's back a couple off. There's 58, guys. 58 tracks. Can we get past the 7th bar? Let's keep going. We are pegged hard. CPU fan is cranked up a little bit. All right. So 58 tracks at 96. 128 tracks at 48. So we've got a $300 processor. We've got a $300 motherboard and Thunderbolt card combo. So what, for around $1,000, we can get into this system and have a monster. Just a monster. All right, guys, so there we go. I think this will get some comments. It's going to be interesting to see what you guys would go with. Would you go this route, or would you go Intel, i9? Would you go 9th gen or 10th gen for, video editing and for music production? Or would you go crazy and go to the X299 that I did the other day, where you can get up to an 18-core processor? So we've got a lot of options now. We're starting to get more and more options for doing heavy-duty video editing and some major music production. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. Next week, we are going to do another live chat, and I'm going to try to shoot out to everyone that's on my webpage email list that we're going to be doing it at a certain day at a certain time. So hopefully you guys can catch it and ask me all the questions you want to ask. Okay? So let's get all those questions answered that you guys put in the comments that I never get around to, or very rarely. And let's get you guys up and running on your Hackintosh. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.